It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Hey, this is Vera and Heather back again with another episode of I Can't Mom Today podcast. Hi, Vera.
Hello, Heather. How are you doing?
I feel like I've been saying I've seen better days for a long time. And those better days usually do happen, but it's between recordings.
Yeah.
Is it you?
Oh, yeah.
Is it you?
I was starting to get an insecurity complex there. Like, can you tell? It's like definitely getting to be sinus, allergy season. My voice is getting that little sinusy, raspy, and my acupuncturist was like, "Okay, you need to make sure you come once a month because it's going to be allergy season. You're going to need me."
Well, how often do you usually go?
When my rheumatoid arthritis was really bad, I was going to her probably every 3 weeks. And then over time, I've slowly started to taper off. So now I usually go anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of depending, like allergy season. I know she's right that she does kind of help kind of fend off some of the, I used to get terrible sinus headaches during allergy season. And usually I don't get them not nearly as much as I used to before I started going to her. So
that's good.
But yeah, you can hear my voice. And even today I was at the gym and talking to the guy at the front desk because I needed to, if you've listened to previous episodes, after all the freaking fraud crap that I have to deal with, that was one of the things is that now my gym membership was automatically being pulled from my bank account. And because I had to change debit cards or whatever because of all the fraud.
Oh, that's the worst. I never want to change a debit card because of that.
Yeah, pain in the rear. So anyways, the guy, and then of course, another $25 because I got a chargeback fee from the gym. And but the reason I bring it up partly is because the guy, the two of us are standing there while he's typing stuff in and filling out the new form. He's like, we're both like, because you just have that little bit of a little bit of phlegm that's just sitting in the back of your throat that you just can't seem to get rid of because of the allergies. So,
yep.
So yeah. But hey, I went to the gym. That felt good. So I managed to make it to the gym, and that was good. I found this awesome 30-minute class, and she just powers through. It's a muscle building class, but. And, she just goes through things, fairly quickly, but she gets everything. She gets your legs, she gets your arms, she gets your back, she gets your abs. And, by 30 minutes, you're like, okay, that's enough. And it's just when you're like, okay, that's enough, then you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then and I definitely I can tell already I'm going to be sore. So it's a good workout. And I feel like I'm, ready to take on the world a lot better after doing that. Well, if it
makes you feel any better. We are nowhere near allergy season here. It's a high of 50 today. Tomorrow's a high of 18.
Oh no.
Low of -5 and snow.
Oh no. No. I won't tell you what the temperature is here. I'm so sorry. Ew.
Yeah, whatever.
Does Baker like the cold weather? Or no.
He's a hot weather chap. He likes snow though. So, but if it's too cold, he's like, no.
So. Well, yeah, all little kids love snow. But yeah, when it's really windy, like you said, wind chill. You said wind chill 5 below tomorrow?
No. That's just regular temperature.
Oh my God. So it's not even wind chill temperature. So Lord knows what it is with wind chill.
It depends. Cause sometimes the wind is, just a little breezy, but sometimes in that wind and people are surprised when I say we'll get 30, 40 mile per hour winds here.
Oh,
easy.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Yeah.
So anyways, today, because my mental health is really struggling right now, we are, anyways,
it's okay.
We are going to be listening to a fun little ditty about low vibrational,
that supposedly is a thing. Yeah, low vibrational. That's become a thing where people are talking about it all over social media. eliminating things that are low vibrational. So things that basically think about it as bringing you down, things that bring you down, which is kind of, we've touched on this in the past on other episodes, but she brings up a couple of things that we haven't thought of, which I agree with completely. And also just, that seems to be a buzz. So if you see like low vibrational, you know what it is now. You're in the know.
Yes.
And the
person is named her
handle.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? I was going to say handler. Her handle on TikTok is Sweats and the City. And I don't have TikTok. So Vera found this one.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Here we go.
Listen.
It's 2 minute short clip. And then we'll discuss some more things within it.
Yeah.
There are low vibrational things that I dropped to raise my vibration. 1, consuming the news. It's not to say that I want to be blind to what's going on in the world, but trust me, when things go on, they will find their way to you. Whether people text you or social media, it's not to say I won't ever watch the news, but watching too much of it, I mean, it's so sensationalized, it's political. I found that during COVID, the people that were most obsessed and also fearmongers were the people who were consuming so much news. 2, asking for opinions on everything or asking too many people for opinions. Train your mind to trust your own intuition and your gut. It's totally okay to ask people things, but you don't need to ask 50 people if you should post a picture every time you want to go post something. Just do it. Eventually, you're just going to listen to yourself. Sometimes they make you second guess yourself and make you feel bad or silly, and just not worth it. Saying yes to plans when I want to say no. Honestly, I could genuinely want to hang out with this person or want to go to this thing, but sometimes what's best for me is to be on my own and to recharge, or sometimes I just want to be spontaneous with my time and not be locked into a time and a place. Victim mentality. I used to be the worst at this. I know that I'm the only one who's responsible for my own happiness. You feel at everyone's mercy when you have a victim mentality. And when you take control, you realize how much power you have. You get your power back. Next is not having gratitude. Ever since I started my gratitude practice, I do it every morning. I am so much happier. I see things in such a different way. I have so much more like appreciation for my life, and more good things are happening for me. This kind of leads to the next one, complaining less. Not to say I never complain, but I'm more conscious about it. And I'm also conscious about consuming people's content who tend to complain all the time. It really puts me in a lower vibration, and I really try to have a more positive mindset frame. And sometimes it is hard, but just a little bit can go a long way. Lastly is clutter. I would rather have way less stuff than hold on to things just because I think I'll need them one day. This not only frees up physical space, but it also frees up mental space. I'm definitely more about minimalism than I was years ago, and it's so much more freeing.
So there are a couple of things on there that we've mentioned in the past, like saying no, learning to say no, gratitude. I believe we've talked about in the past. Sometimes
which is really hard for me. Like I try to be grateful, and like today's gonna be a great day. I'm so thankful. And then like the day like goes to S in a handbasket, right?
Yeah.
Every single time I do that, so I just stopped.
Well, I mean, it is. I think that's like a total mindset change, and having the ability sometimes to kind of brush out. Like the next one she mentions after the gratitude was complaining less, and I think the two kind of go hand in hand, because it's okay to complain and or vent, I think, but after a while, it's like you're just constantly putting that negativity out there, which makes it harder for you to be grateful, and harder for you to be positive. So I guess that's kind of what the low vibrational term comes from, because it just brings you down, makes you, I guess, that's kind of thinking behind it.
Yeah. And I'm definitely guilty of that. That being said, I do it a lot of times humorously, I'm saying because I think I'm like, oh, it makes people laugh. And, but then, but then sometimes I do get stuck in the, like Heather Joe says, sometimes like the broken
your needle
record.
stuck. Yeah. You get your needle stuck. Or as my mom would say, like too much like Eeyore. Oh dear, I lost my tail again. One of the things she mentions too, though, that I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I sometimes feel like Jer Bear does this, asking too many people's opinions.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So like if you're trying to make a decision on something, like one of the simple things that I thought of that I was like, oh yeah, like, like baby names. Some people won't tell you what baby names they're considering when they're pregnant,
I did
because Yeah, because otherwise you get too many people that go, oh, wow, I knew
somebody,
yeah. Or, I knew a Heather who was just like that or whatever. So, but that's just like a simple explanation. But like, I feel like Jer Bear sometimes does that. Like he'll be trying to consider doing something. And next thing you know, I hear him on the phone with this person and that person, like saying, oh, so I'm thinking about doing blah, 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 blah. And then telling the big long story. And then so-and-so has their opinion. And to me, it's exhausting explaining the scenario to begin with to all these different people. And then, to hear their feedback, like then you get weighed down with all these different opinions. And then how are you ever going to make a decision if you've got all these different, I mean, granted, there might be some times where you have a lot of the same feedback from several different people. And I guess that's trying to come up with a consensus of some sort. I don't know, but
like some big ones, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my sister always called me the mad scientist because she's like, you just go hang out in your room by yourself and then, come out and be like, I'm doing blah or I'm creating blah. And not, she's like, you just would never tell anybody about your plans. You'd come up with this whole plan in your little head. And I'm still like that. Like, I don't like talking to people, again, like you said, some big things, obviously. But I like to mull things over independently most of the time. And then I'll be like, ta-da, getting married, or whatever.
Yeah. I'm similar in the fact that like, I feel like anytime I do like share things with my family specifically, they like poo-poo on it, everything. Like, it's like, oh, nobody's gonna want that. But I'm like, oh
yeah.
So I just stopped.
Yes. Well, there's that too, because you might have this, idea that you think is this great idea and you share it with someone and they're like, oh, really? Then you're like, bubble was totally burst. And so that's another reason I don't like to tell people stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm starting a podcast with my friend. Oh, really? Everybody has a podcast. Well, too bad. I'm going to have one too.
When we started, not everybody had a podcast.
This is true.
Now, we've been around. I feel like everybody has a podcast now, which is fine.
The OG. We're like one of the OGs.
We're like the half G.
Yeah. Mini G.
Yeah. So agreed. The last one that she mentioned, clutter. I freaking hate clutter.
Yes. And I think we've mentioned this in the past that like the clutter, I mean, it's like she said, it clutters your mind and it clutters your space. And if I see too much out of the corner of my eye, even I'm like, can't do it. As it is, my house has too much clutter in it. And I know it doesn't have as much clutter as some other people's. But
oh God, yeah. Same. My house is clutter, but my lovely, lovely, lovely husband keeps adding more to it. I'm just like,
I love him. I chose him. I love him. I chose him.
Yeah. I have to, I mean, honestly, like, I'm just like, I don't want to fill up my house. I don't want to fill it up. I want space. I want space to be able to breathe. And right now we are filling it up.
Oh yeah.
So that's our plan. Like, every Sunday is to find some stuff to give away. Like, we're gonna have 3 piles: give away, donate, trash.
Right.
So
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Drives me nuts. Well, that's the other thing. Jer Bear, he's guilty of one of the things she mentioned is watching the news too much.
Yes.
That can sometimes, or even like going on social media too much. I think those two can kind of go hand in hand because it can bring you down after a while. And it's just, especially with the political stuff, especially during COVID, man, Jer Bear would have that stuff on 24/7.
No.
And granted, he's like doing work on his laptop, so he's only half paying attention. But I was like, but dude, after a while, yeah, it's just too much. It's just, and then it's, the same crap over and over again. And he would switch channels to try and get different perspectives because we all know they're all skewed in one direction or another. So he's like, well, I'm hoping maybe somewhere in the middle I can find the truth. I'm like, yeah, good luck with all that, buddy.
Yeah.
So, but again, it's just, just, I just want the fact, man. So too much news, I think, can make you anxious and lower your vibrations.
Yeah, that's why I go to TMZ only.
Yeah, TMZ is fun.
Well, I like, people are like, ew. I'm like, listen, you get some real life stuff where you're just like, okay, and some stuff you're like, this is insane, And then other things like, I don't even know who that is. Scroll. So I go to TMZ and judge me if you will. I don't care. I don't want all the politicized nonsense.
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, but like during COVID, I would check numbers every day. I could just check numbers, but I never got on the news because I was like, I cannot hear another thing about it. I cannot.
Yeah, because
I stopped actually watching the news years ago, just because it was so. It was just so Debbie Downer. It brought me down all the time. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. I try to watch a little bit of news in the morning just to kind of get my head start and kind of know approximately what's happening in the world. But it's so hard now because it's either like political, so like Fox or MSNBC or whatever, so all the political BS, or I try to put on like the Today Show or CBS This Morning, and it's like, coming up, the 5 things you need to buy this Valentine's Day. And I'm like, I don't freaking need that. I can go.
Yeah.
Or, like it's cross promotional. So, NBC Universal owns Today, I think. And, so they'll be like, we have the actor from the show that is our sister station, or, I need some news. Give me some news.
Yeah.
And then our local news is like weather every 10 minutes. I don't need that either. So anyway, but yeah, so I thought that was an interesting one too, because I wouldn't have, I knew about that for myself, about not watching the news, but the fact that she lists that, I was like, yeah, I've never thought to list that. So that's why with this lowering your vibrations, we would like to raise our vibrations, I guess, to happier pitches.
Yeah. And I think there's some other things that you can do, meditation that adds into that kind of like clearing of the head and tapping into yourself.
Yeah. So, exercising, like I've said in the past, when I go to the gym regularly, I absolutely feel like a better person. Yeah. And not everybody, like Jerry Bear says, he's like, I wish I were a gym person. I'm just really not. I'm like, that's okay. He's like, but I'm happy for you. I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Because I'm going.
So proud of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she and P90X.
Yeah, exactly. So people who don't know, Jerry Bear back in the past at one point was watching TV late at night and ordered P90X, which was, that series of video workouts. Never did it at all.
Like, I don't think he opened the box, right?
Yeah, I think he ended up giving it away, and that stuff was not cheap.
No.
Yep. Did not do it.
Yeah.
Not at all. So, but if you want to check this girl out on TikTok too, again, she's Sweats and the City. Sweats, like sweatpants, Sweats and the City. So she seems pretty cool, and I liked what she had to say there. So if you're a TikToker, but don't stay on TikTok too long.
Oh yeah, that's why I won't download it. I don't need it. I don't need it. But
I get enough from my friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I follow one person on Instagram that puts a bunch of really funny ones off TikTok. And I'm like, perfect. That's all I need.
Yeah, that's all I need. Exactly.
It's like
I don't
10 minutes a day. I'm like, it does. If you have any suggestions on how to higher our vibrations or any like lower vibration things that you think you can get rid of, like I think housework is probably low vibration.
Yeah,
we should definitely set that aside.
Cleaning toilets, especially.
And maybe like cooking dinner, taking care of kids, like all these things are very low. Low vibrational.
Maybe. Also, too, we still have some I Can't Mom Today stickers if you want a free sticker. Ooh. Yeah, make sure you email us or hit us up on social media. Our email is ican'tmomtoday@gmail.com. And of course, I Can't Mom Today on Facebook and Instagram. You can DM us or whatever and give us your address, and we'll send you a beautiful I Can't Mom Today sticker for you to throw on your whatever notebook.
Yeah.
Your Yeti.
I need to get one. I need to get you to mail me one.
That's right, because I'm the one that has them. You probably should have one, shouldn't you?
She's withholding them for me. Do you see this?
Or a few.
See, I tried to be positive, and this is what happens.
And thanks to Altura Global Solutions too for printing them for us. They were awesome.
Yes,
and followers of the show.
Yeah. All right. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.